Okay, that should be us. I feel like keying in, and I also let Kimmy in. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
Hello,
Hello.
peeps. It's
Bloody
been a while.
together.
I know. How long has it been? Has it been now? It's not been that long. It's felt so long, though. Has it felt long for you as well?
Yeah, definitely
May,
have.
May has dragged in. Like, legit dragged in. But welcome. This is our first live since Eurovision 2025. I encourage you to like the stream, subscribe to the channel. We'll be making loads of content throughout the summer season, the off season. So yeah, best join us and also join in the conversation in the chat if you are there. If you've got any questions to ask, stick them in. So this is going to be a little bit of a debrief of Basel. We're going to go through kind of the results, kind of our shocks, our feelings towards the results, and also what was our favourite moments. What do we want to reminisce about Basel? And what have you been getting up to since we got back, Kian? And I see you're munching. What are you munching on?
Swedish meatballs.
I mean, all right,
Sorry.
okay. What have you been doing since you come back from Basel?
Sleeping.
Yes, definitely. That's one thing I've been doing a lot, trying to catch up. Kimmy, what about you?
Yep, sleeping. When I got back from I was exhausted. I think I passed out for 2 or 3 days, no joke. And I literally just signed a lease on a new house the day before I went to Basel. So I'm back and it's like, oh my God, everything's hitting me at once. I went and got my paint today and I need to get my furniture and get my carpets done. So basically I'm starting from scratch, new house, just when I got back. So
Life's been hectic.
very
yes. Moving house is the most stressful thing you can do. So having Eurovision and then moving house is probably not the best thing for stress levels.
The order round, and then I could have enjoyed once my house was done. I could have went to Switzerland, but hey ho.
That's life. That's not actually. Obviously, we all were in Basel. Every single time I'm about to say Basel, I want to say Malmö. I don't know why. I've done it a few times this week, but we were all in Basel. An amazing experience, stressful as you say, but such a memorable experience. We have so many memories, so many things that we'll take away from it. I just want one thing, one memory from each of you that stands out. What was the memory that kind of sticks in your mind from Basel? Kian, do you have anything?
You know what? I'm going to say the EasyJet flight.
Really?
Yeah, because it wasn't so much the flight itself. It was when we all got off the aeroplane and they were all waving banners, going "Welcome to Basel," and then we all got off and got more goodies. So we're like, "Oh yeah, really excited!" And you got like a warm welcome. I don't know if that happened to you.
No.
No.
It did. No, that does lead us into, we've got a Eurovision vlog coming out on Friday. So, and it features that Eurovision flight. It's got a lot of, it literally is going to be, I'm editing it now and it's at about 40 minutes long already. Yay. So I'm assuming it's going to be about an hour long, I think. So get ready for that. That's coming on Friday. And it features Kian's little journey on the EasyJet flight, which looks
I'll get some popcorn in. Have a wee watch party with my family.
So, Kimmy, what about you? What was your standout moment from Basel? I'm assuming many, but what one sticks out in your brain that you want to have a chat about?
I loved the atmosphere. For the semi-final, like for the qualifiers, the atmosphere with all the press was incredible. I just saw that comment.
Sorry.
And the final, the drama. Oh my! But that was that feeling when Austria won and the whole place just went crazy and all the cuddles and there was tears and there was emotions and it was so beautiful. And I think if I had to pick my most favorite thing about the whole experience, it was the amazing family of content creators that just took us under their wing, and we were all, didn't matter how many subscribers each person had, we were all a family, we were all united, and I absolutely loved that. And they're so sweet and so much love to them all.
Yeah, no, we actually do send your love because we miss you all as well. It was such an amazing week with every single person that we did actually meet. My standout moment was kind of a mimic of yours, Kimmy. Well, my main standout moment was the results. The kind of once Austria had won, that was my kind of my little thing that I'll take from it. I actually just want to get this up on here because I don't know. You've seen the reaction to the results, right?
Our reactions.
Our reaction, yeah.
I've seen mine, yeah. I think I've seen yours, yeah.
I'm gonna get it up here just one sec because I wanna if people haven't seen it, I do want to share it on here as well because it is such an amazing moment and you'll see kind of why it's my favorite the moment that I'll take away. So can you see it here? Yeah,
Yep.
no, see it. So here it is here. This is the moment that Austria won.
Give me in the corner.
No, guys, no. No. No.
Wait. No.
What faces are you two pulling?
What?
What face? Your face there. That needs to be a meme.
No, it is.
Be a meme.
No. That moment, I honestly.
Oh my god, that should be a meme. Like when the shop runs out of your favourite food or something.
And then it's you saying, I'd rather Austria than Israel. I think you and every single person in that press room was the exact same.
Was that me saying that?
Yeah, that's you that said that.
Oh.
Like, wait. Is that me? That was the moment.
Austria, please.
Austria, please.
Please. Oh my god. Please. 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 Oh my god.
There's some tears there, Dean. I see.
Please.
I find it slightly cringy watching it back, and I don't know why I decided to do it here live. But do you know what? It just proves that this moment, I felt so sick. I honestly could have thrown up.
For your jury points and for your points from the audience, you are currently. You will not get any more. Austria.
Hurry up.
Hurry up.
If the audience awarded you at least 100 points, the night is yours.
Please. Austria, please. Please.
Austria.
Please.
From the audience.
I think I like football hooligan.
100.
Oh, what a feeling that was. That was indescribable.
And that's why that was my favourite moment of Eurovision 2025.
I think I turned into a football hooligan chanting Austria. Austria! Austria!
Honestly, when I say I've never experienced anything like that in my entire life, honestly. Jamie Drew, hello, Jamie, you've been in the chat.
You know what? I don't know if I should say this, but I was contemplating packing my stuff up before it was even announced because I was like, oh my God, there's going to be chaos coming out this building. I want to be out of here before something kicks off.
Yeah, it's just, it was such...
I'd have been it under a table in a bush somewhere, I would.
Yeah.
It was so scary because the song, we started to think it was quite divisive towards the end. We were like, is he going to get 100 points? What if it was too divisive? Oh my God.
Do you know what made it, why I think everyone was on edge? I think it was because we had Switzerland literally right before it, and it got 0. So
Yeah.
that's why we were thinking, like, what if that got zero? What chance does Wasted Love have? But it had every chance. It ended up getting 176 points, I think, in the
I
televote.
think the results shocked everyone, and I think that was why we were like, "Oh gosh, there is a possibility Israel
Yeah.
could win," because look at these results so far. It's been shock after shock. So yes, I was totally 50-50. I was like, "Oh no." But it was like, oh, because Austria can be quite divisive. Not everyone, like everyone that I made listen to the song, not all of them liked it. So that made it polarizing. So I was like, oh no. But it's okay. Yeah.
But the thing is, being divisive is a good thing. I'd rather be divisive than just be like, So I'm glad Austria did win. Jamie Drew's been in the chat saying, with Austria winning, it was definitely a case of relief more than anything. Yeah, 100%. That's why that reaction video was like that, and that's why I posted it as well. Because it just shows you how much relief it was, and I was shitting it, not going to lie.
You know what? I think it'd have been like one. I think they'd have been fighting outside if they
No, I don't think it would have ever gotten to that. I think it would have more have been a case of Eurovision is dead, and that's the thing. I think we're going to talk about it later on as well, because I think it needs to be talked about. And we're also going to be doing a rundown of all of the from the 37th to the first place in the running and the results. So I've got a reaction video.
Not reaction video. To say.
I don't know. I think we've all got some.
Finland. Oh, what happened?
Yeah.
Finland were robbed.
So I'm going to share my screen again. I'm going to get the video. So I've got a recap of the results from 37th.
Definitely wasn't Ikomi top 10.
Aye, all right, Keen. Right. So we're going through 37th to first. So let me get it up. So this is made by ESC Giorgio. Thank you very much. They do very hard work trying to get these rankings done. So let's get it up. Let me just make sure that this is not a personal ranking. This is actually the ranking that it is. Yes, it is. So are we ready?
Yes.
Okay, so going through from 37th. Do we know who came last? Do you know who came last?
Montenegro.
Probably San Marino.
No. San Marino came last in the final.
Oh,
you know what? They sounded like they were on Helium.
Okay, first thoughts.
It sounded like the Chipmunks were performing.
You know what? I kind of agree in a way. I think the vocals were that off that you could have mistaken it for.
You could tell by the actual track that the studio track that had been auto-tuned the fuck.
I think they realised they were in trouble because they done some damage control in the press centre and they done a little performance for us.
Yeah.
Like the last ditch effort to get some votes, and it was like, oh, bless. I like this song. I'm sad this came last. I don't think it deserved last.
The thing is, my opinion of it is the song shouldn't have come last, but the performance did, and I'm glad that it kind of. I'm not glad, but I can see why. Of all the performances, this one really was the one that I'm like, but the boys, they are really lovely. They are really nice guys as well. They're lovely.
They're lovely.
They should come back. They should come back with a better song and with maybe some more vocal coaching.
One that's not too high for him to sing.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd have been able to sing that high, to be honest.
No, it's very difficult. Okay, let's go on to 36.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's expected. It's definitely expected. I mean, it was a nice song, just it's too safe.
You know what? I think it could have done quite well if the staging and outfit were different.
The outfit was questionable.
Yeah.
Looked like a tampon stuck at back on her.
I just want to double check something. Oh my god, you shush. I want to double check. Did Montenegro get 12 points from Serbia? Yeah, that's the only points they got. So see if Serbia wasn't actually in their semi-final, they would have got nothing. Absolute zilch. So this would have came last, but because Serbia just so happened, the luck of the draw, Serbia was in their semi-final, they got 12 points. So
another lovely artist, but the song just wasn't there.
Yeah, I'm sad for her, but to be honest, yeah, not surprised. And the good thing is this hasn't deterred Montenegro any. They are coming back. So
Yay!
yay. We'll see them again next year in Austria, which is good. Okay, so let's move on. The biggest shock for me, not gonna
Oh. 35. Oh, no.
35th. Belgium.
No way.
Belgium, 35th. So let me just double check. Let me just double check how many points they got. So yeah, Belgium they were second last in the semi-final.
Oh my god.
23 points. They got 12 from San Marino for some reason.
Yay!
5 from Iceland, 1 from Estonia. It just didn't grab people for some reason.
What happened? Because in the bubble, like, fans absolutely loved it and it's totally flopped. And it's like, what happened?
I think there's quite a clear, and it's going to become apparent as we go on through the results, that there's quite a clear disconnect between fans and people voting at home.
Yeah, I was just going to say that, because it's all right saying fans like it, but then, like, your die-hard fans that go and watch it every year, but then obviously the people at home, they're probably thinking, what the fuck is all that screaming if they just turn it on telly? But I don't mean it like that, because it was artistically good, but
it's a banger.
if someone turned that on and saw all that, they would probably be thinking, what the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, I do get it. We talk about maybe, what was his name, Croatia, Marko Bosniak, being a little bit disjointed. This also seems slightly disjointed to me as well now, in retrospect. And the staging, yeah, it was really good. It's really, the staging is the best bit, and I don't see how this didn't make it. Honestly, not only did it not make it,
I don't think his vocals were as strong on those big long notes, and we saw him struggling with those vocals for a while. He just wasn't getting the power behind those long notes. He kind of went into falsetto. Maybe that's why.
Yeah, I mean, honestly. This is the one that I'm shocked about. A lot of people are shocked about Czechia. A lot of people are shocked about Cyprus. This is the one. Not only it wasn't even close. It wasn't close to making it, and I thought it would have been 10th, 11th, 12th in the semi-final. It wasn't
for me. So I don't know.
Everyone in that press room had him qualifying 100%. So the fact this is a shock. But let's move on, because we could be here for days talking about Belgium. Okay, so yet again, I think that one was expected. Clemens, Slovenia, how much time do we have left? Any comments, any surprises? They came 34th, was it?
Yeah, no, it's kind of expected. I just don't think the vocals were there either. I feel the backing vocals were kind of holding this performance together when we saw him in rehearsal anyway. So I don't know. I don't feel that he really improved with his vocals over time. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's kind of expected, but again, he's a lovely man. I met him at Euro Club. He was very nice, and I think he should carry on with the comedian stuff because it's hilarious. I've been watching some of his impressions, and he smashes it out of the park.
Cian, anything you want to add about Clement?
I don't know. It just, to me, that song didn't really. I don't think it caught many people's eyes because of the other songs that was in.
Well, you make a point there, right? I've just checked something there, right? So Clement and Red Sebastian were tied in the semi-final, both with 23 points each. But interestingly, Slovenia got points from they got points from more countries than Belgium did. Oh. Belgium got points from 4 countries. Slovenia got points from 8.
Wow.
So it caught more people's attention than Belgium, which is insane to me. I just don't know what happened there. Slovenia, came 34th. Let's move on. Georgia, Mariam Shingala, Freedom. I mean, I get it. I get it. Let me just see where.
You get it.
I get it.
That's done better.
I don't get it at all.
She done better than Belgium. I can't.
Yeah.
I'm siding out this conversation. I can't.
I don't know how she did better than Belgium, but to be honest, I think that performance, her turning up, was just a waste of the TV company's money, because
Ian,
that's all I can say.
I'm going to kick you
I'm
off.
not saying anymore.
It's Ian. You can. Bring him
Not
back.
my cup of tea.
I will bring him back. No, do you know what? And the thing is, she's lovely as well. She's lovely. The song just wasn't there. And the problem is, you're saying it done better than Belgium. It came second last in the semi-final. It just got a better point spread than what Belgium did. It just was unlucky that Belgium and Georgia weren't in the same semi-final. That's it. It just had a different point spread.
It wasn't for me. I just didn't feel like it was touching at all. The song.
Yeah.
I didn't get it.
It got 10 points from its neighbour Armenia, which is expected. Jamie Drew, freedom of rubbish song. Okay. Yeah, I mean, Georgia, just send another pop banger, will you? I think that's what they need to do soon. Okay.
Bring back Nutsa.
Firefighter. Point.
No.
Go to.
Yeah. Let's not, that was the weirdest thing I think I've ever watched in a point sequence. I don't know why she done that. What the kind of point was of it? I don't even want to think of it.
What, the Gojo trousers?
Mila, Serbia, Prince, or Prink, as we like to say. Yeah, no.
I've never liked that song, to be honest.
I like that. I like the song. I like the song. I like the song. I like the performance. I thought it could have gone through if it was different set of circumstances. Yeah, but expected. I think a lot of people didn't think this was going to make it. It didn't make it. This is Serbia's worst ever performance at Eurovision.
Oh,
which is insanity. So
and
they
Prince
came.
is lovely.
He is lovely.
A real sweetheart. It's a wee shame for him, and he's very handsome.
I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. I knew you were going to say it. But yeah, expected and nothing more really added there. Just Serbia, the national final needs to change next year. Have it a little bit stronger. We need some better songs in there. Hopefully that will change next year. Mr. Marco Bosniak.
Okay.
You know what? I actually liked that song.
Yeah.
Yes, I was.
I think viewers at home would not get it because it's all like Poison Cake. But when you're actually in the arena watching it yourself and feeling the effects in like 4D as such, it's like wow. You know what I mean? In my eyes.
This is a really good live performance. It was really good, and honestly,
that fire nearly burnt my face off.
I can't remember where I mentioned it. It was in someone's video that I thought if this qualified, I'd be like, oh, great. It wouldn't have been a shock anymore because of this performance. I thought people would have voted for it. Jamie just saying Croatia still Poland staging. Slightly, yeah, I love the outfit. I do love the outfit that Marco had as well. Kimmy, anything you want to add?
Yeah, sorry. I think this is the one for me that really elevated. Every performance, he was getting better. He was getting more and more comfortable on the stage, and you could see that to the point where he's doing these big notes towards the end. I really think he is the #1 improvement of the year. I think he came into it, and not a lot of people had wrote him off, like nothing's going to happen there. And he, you know, even if he didn't qualify, he still absolutely smashed it. And the elevation was huge, and he should keep going because he's a lovely man.
Yes, he is so lovely. He's a deserving. He should have qualified. I think he deserved it because of how much it improved. But he should come back. Yeah, again, he should come back. Do Dora again. Hopefully with a better song. Right. Let's move on. This is so sad. This is so sad because I love this one. Ireland, Like a Party, Emmy. She's just so lovely. And then I think there was a space for this in the final. I feel like we didn't really have that many kind of.
Yeah, I think this could have done well It not like well in like the final, but I think it could have really got a good TV like child's audience
Yeah.
base watching this.
If this is I can't speak. If this had opened the grand final, I feel like that would have been a better circumstance for Norway as well. I feel like this would have been better, but obviously
Get Emmy as an interval act for Junior Eurovision Georgia with that song.
Where did Ireland? So Ireland got 7 points from the UK, which is obviously expected. 6 points from Malta, and then a kind of a smattering of points from others. They got they got 1 point from the rest of the world, which is good. But yeah, it was never ever really going to make it. I don't think. The week of Eurovision, when I saw it in the arena on the Wednesday, it kind of confirmed to me, and I was so sad because I really wanted to see this through.
The thing is,
I needed it. What?
I don't think she did as much promotion as everybody else of the song. It was just as if it was just, oh, I'm happy to be here. Do you know what I mean? Like it was.
Be careful.
No, I don't mean it like that. I feel like if she'd have pushed the song more and promoted the song more, it could have had a better chance. It was more. It was more the fact she was just saying, "No, I'm happy to be here," and it.
No,
you know what
I don't.
mean?
I don't agree. I think it just the song wasn't competitive enough, and Jamie just saying exactly. It's a junior Eurovision song. It was just a little bit too junior for me. I think it just but I loved it. That's why. I mean, I'm the youngest, and I think, or one of the youngest.
Do you know what? Do you know if that was in junior Eurovision? I think it might have come about 5th.
I mean, that's an oddly specific number to give it, but okay. Right, let's go on. Let's move on to another shock. Although it was a shock. If you told me in March this was going to happen, yes, this would have been a shock. If you had told me on the night of the semi-final, I would have said, yes, that is happening. It just didn't come together, which is, I think it's all to do with luck as well. I think they were just really unlucky. The performance that was on the live show just wasn't good, and that was it. It was the worst performance of it that I'd seen throughout the week. Every other performance that he had done in dress rehearsals, family shows, jury shows, everything was perfect. This was the one that just didn't work out.
I think there was too much going on stage, to be honest.
It almost felt like there was too much going on and too little. It felt like the stage was empty, but the camera, it just didn't. It didn't work. Dance break wasn't needed either. That was the bit of the song I didn't like. But everything else was like, fine. If you had put in, I don't know.
I loved the dance break.
I hated the dance break. That's the one thing.
Oh, the close-up shots to him. Oh.
All right, Keen.
I think it would have. I think it could have qualified as a studio version, but like you said, on stage it just hit differently. It just, I mean, like when we put in our qualifiers, I'm pretty sure I had Czechia qualifying because it's a very polished, good produced pop song, because that's what it is. But on stage, it just didn't come together. Sadly.
Well, in the odds, this is the last thing we'll say before we move on. This was 5th in the odds to qualify, so this was the biggest shock. Because I think Belgium was 9th, so this was the biggest shock for everybody.
I thought this was a sure qualifier, and I had to eat my words.
A lot of people did. A lot. Of people. Okay, Australia, Milkshake Man, Gojo. I mean, yet again, this is another shock. This was maybe less of a shock than Czechia to me.
Do you know what? It wasn't a shock for me at all, and I didn't want to say that because when I first saw that performance, I thought
this staging was good. This staging was good. One of the best.
The staging was good, but it just didn't. It didn't have that magic. What was in the music video, and the vocals were off. You can there's
no.
Celine Dion wouldn't even be able to sing that song live. Never mind him.
I completely disagree with you on every aspect there. I think this was an amazing performance, and I think it should have qualified. Like it should in a world where it kind of, this is so Eurovision. It was classic cliche Eurovision to me. The performance was good. The staging was good. His vocals were. This song didn't. The vocals in this song didn't matter. He could have went on there and sung it really badly, and it still really wouldn't have mattered.
It wasn't just about the vocals, though. It was just there was no proper oomph and energy. For me, anyway, it was like I said in previous videos, like it was kind of as if like he wasn't doing it to his full potential, which I know he could have done. It felt very much reserved.
I don't think so. I think it was good. I honestly think it was. I honestly thought that this would have made it.
And that's coming from me, that's a fan of the song.
Kimmy, you're desperate to speak. On you go.
Yes. I just want to say I absolutely loved this. I thought it was so much fun. I loved the staging. I loved the blender on stage. And I loved the cutesy, like QVC kind of advert thing going on. That was so unique. I absolutely loved it. I thought it had a great staging concept. I loved the quick changes. It was clever. There was some magic behind it. So I was sad because I thought this would go through because of his amazing charisma on stage, but it wasn't to be.
Yeah. Sad because that's now 2 years that Australia's missed the final. I think that's the first time that's ever happened. There's 2 years they've missed. So I'm crossing my fingers that they don't take that as a bad thing and they come back.
I hope they're coming back. I don't know. We don't know yet, do we?
No, not yet.
It might just be me though, because I loved it that much, and I think I set that much high expectations of the song for myself.
Yeah, you did.
It wasn't how I envisioned it, if that makes sense.
You maybe second yourself with the song, possibly. Right, let's go on. Let's move on to.
Where is she?
So that is.
Such a sweetheart.
Yeah, what?
Such a sweetheart.
He is. He really is.
Honestly, he's cute as well.
Bloody hell! I'm not shocked that this didn't make it though. In retrospect, I've seen the performance now. I watched the whole show, semi-final one, and I completely understand. The staging was amazing. All hail Sergio, because he is obviously the god of staging now. Honestly, any country's wanting him immediately. That's now. He done Austria, he done Ireland last year, he's done Cyprus this year. All three of them, Eurovision winning stagings. Like Eurovision winning. This could, if it had good vocals and the song was better, as good of the staging was a winning staging. Yeah, the vocals weren't there, and the song was good though. If the vocals were there, this would have made it 100%.
I absolutely loved him. Can I just say he was like in my top 5 of the whole year. So I was gutted that he never qualified. But then I hear what you're saying. The vocals weren't there. Sadly, he was doing too much on stage. I think there was too much risk that his vocals kind of suffered because there was a little bit of anxiety within him because obviously how dangerous it is. I just feel like it's a total missed opportunity. I love the song, as you know. It was my #1 grower of the year. It started off at like 30 and it just got higher and higher, and then I just totally fell in love with the song. I still love the song. It's just a shame. It's a real shame he didn't qualify. I still think he should have qualified because it's a brilliant song and the risky staging should have been commended.
Yeah.
So, I love you, Theo.
Okay, so let's. Jamie Drew also said this is something I do want to point out. This was a bit strange of the voting. 2 12s and a 10, and then 2 more countries voting for them. Very unusual. So Cyprus only got points from 5 different countries. They got a 12 from Azerbaijan, a 12 from Albania, 10 points from Slovenia, and then 5 points each from Portugal and San Marino for some reason. No other country gave them points.
Nate, what do you think of Cyprus?
I mean, yeah, it's just expected. Right, okay, so now
Thanks.
we've got a video coming out next Friday. It's a grand final analysis, so going through all 26 of the songs from the final, really diving deep into all of the points. I'm going to be doing that. That's coming out next Friday. But we are going to go through the 26 finalists right now as well. But we're going to do it quite quickly, so we're not going to go through each individual song. We're just going to do it in fives, I think. So I'm going to do the bottom 5 in the 20th to 15th, 15th to 10th, all the way up to the winner. So are we ready?
Right, I guess.
You didn't understand that, did you?
No, but okay.
We'll go on. So we're going to look at the bottom 5 in the grand final first. So let's go.
Biggest robbery of all time, that. Can I go to the toilet?
Okay, so that was the bottom 6. That was from 26th to 20th. Yeah. You're so mean. I'm going to kick you off the live stream. There you go. He's gone for a minute until he learns his lesson. Okay, so that was the bottom 6. Kimmy, out of the bottom 6, so we had San Marino, Iceland, Spain, Denmark, Luxembourg, and Portugal. Out of them, who are you most surprised by?
Denmark and Spain. I mean, those are the ones that I don't understand. Like, we all loved them. I don't understand how they got so low in the grand final, and it's dreadfully sad because I thought they were both brilliant and absolute powerhouses this year.
Yeah.
A wee shame.
I mean, I don't agree in the fact that I don't think Seesaw was ever really going to do that well in the final. I think the song was just a little bit too it just wasn't special. I think the song was amazing. Her vocals were amazing. It just was your classic standard pop song that was club banger, but it wasn't competitive. Same for Spain. In all honesty, I think Spain was just the Spanish version of that. Jamie Drew, anything Spanish never works in the contest. I mean, literally, it's beginning to kind of feel like that. I feel like no matter what Spain do, it's never good enough. Exceptional, obviously, but even that wasn't really good enough for the fans. Yeah, I mean, what about you, Keen, about these bottom 5? What do you think? So we have San Marino, Iceland, Spain, Denmark, Luxembourg, Portugal.
I don't know.
You don't know any surprises in there? San Marino coming last, for instance. Spain.
That's about it.
Yeah, no, Portugal coming 21st as well. They've done very well with the juries. Well, not very well, but they've done better than what I thought they were going to do with the juries. They got nearly 40 points, so better than what everyone else expected, basically. That's kind of a middle finger to absolutely everybody. And Portugal does their own thing.
I feel like people don't take San Marino seriously.
No, but the thing is San Marino, no matter what they do, it's going to be hard for them to, 1, qualify, and to 2, do well in the final. It's going to be difficult. It's going to take something massive for them.
I think everybody kind of penalises them because they're not like a country kind of thing.
Well, they are.
Yeah, I know that, but I mean, like, because they're not on the level as everybody else. And I think they need to start looking more at talent other than neighbouring friends.
I just want to say the amount of creators that said that Portugal was DOA. So
everyone.
they shocked everyone.
Everyone did. Like, absolutely everyone. I didn't know one person that thought that was going to qualify. So good on them. Like, honestly, I spoke to the boys. They were so lovely. They deserved it. Like, they did. They got through. They done well. I'm happy for them. And Portugal, yeah, again, another qualification. They are powerhouses. They're going to win soon again. I can tell you that right now. Right, let's move on. Let's do the next 5. So let's go. Okay, so the next 5 from 20th to 15th were Armenia, UK, Norway, Malta, and Lithuania. Can I just say, Armenia, I've watched Armenia about, I don't know, 100 times since I've been home. That performance did not deserve 20th. I just didn't. It should have been higher. The jury should have awarded that more. And the people at home, like that, just no. Like, no. Honestly, no. The fact that the UK done better than Armenia, I will never get over. Yeah, and the UK came was it 19th, so still, I would have loved for them to be a little bit higher, but still, it's a great jury score. 0 from the televote. Let's not talk about it. Norway doing very well from the first spot in the running order as well. But not very well, but they've done much better than I thought they were going to do, Kyle. So very, very good on him. And Malta as well. Obviously flopped in the televote. Anything you want to add, Kimmy, Cian?
Gosh, there was a lot of heavy hitters in that little chunk. There was so many fan favourites in there, and it was a real shame. Like the ones that stood out to me, like Norway, Malta. You saw my face. Armenia. I think all of them should be a bit higher, but
Yeah.
I mean, there was other ones that just didn't stand out to me as much. Like that, these ones really did stand out to me, and I think it's a real shame because they were fan favourites. You know, they could have been top 10. You know, when I done my qualifiers, I put them through, and then I said about the grand final, I thought they'd do well. So I'm sad. I'm sad about them, the heavy hitters. I don't know what happened.
Cian, anything you want to add about these 5? Got Armenia, UK, Norway, Malta, Lithuania. Lithuania also done very well. Better than
I'm not surprised with Malta because I think that song just kind of lost its spark towards the end.
Yeah. I mean, the exact same.
Lithuania was a shock.
The thing is, there's a lot of Lithuania stands out there that more than I realised. There's a lot of people that really had Lithuania quite high. So this should have been expected. I just didn't really take much notice of it, and that's my problem. Yeah, again, that's the kind of clear disconnect between Eurovision fans, and I mean us as Eurovision fans, and people that just watch Eurovision regularly and do vote. There is a clear disconnect between the two, and it's massive. The fact that Malta got 8 points. 8 points.
Can we talk about the biggest disconnect? The jury and televote with Switzerland. That needs to be discussed.
We will be coming to that. I think they're in the next lot, so let's move on.
What happened? The display.
Okay, so there were the next 5. So that was Germany, Poland, Latvia, Netherlands, and Finland. So definitely probably the biggest shocks in the 5 so far. I mean, Finland coming 11th. Obviously, I feel like you want to talk about that in a minute, Kimmy.
I thought, I don't know how Germany did that well, to be fair.
Yeah, well, the thing is with Germany, they done the exact same in the jury and the televote. They got 74 points in the televote, 77 points in the jury. So they both, there wasn't like a clear disconnect between the jury and the televote. They both quite like this. Honestly, I'm not surprised. I feel like this song did have so much love before the show. I mean, it got so many streams on Spotify.
The song itself's good, but it's not a live song.
Again, I disagree. I think this worked better live than it did on the studio.
No, where vocals sounded messy.
Honestly, there was one part of the chorus that sounded particularly off key for me, but then the rest of it was fine.
She was having problems at rehearsals. I know that. I think she did step it up for the grand final.
Yeah, I did say when I got interviewed by ESC Norway that I said that she'd stepped the game up a bit more, but and you could see that she'd tried to step it up, but I don't know. It just doesn't seem like it felt more like with her to sing, and that's that. Like it was like felt more like of a music awards performance that they turned up to perform a music awards perform
But that's a good
as a
thing.
performance
that
more
should
than
be-
a competition style.
But Keane, I think that should be a good thing. I heard someone say that about the UK, and I was like, yeah, that is true. That performance did feel like that, and that should be a good thing. That should mean confidence. It should feel like you aren't in a competition. I do agree with that point, so I'm glad you did make that.
I just want to say 151 points. That's a lot of points. Well done, Germany.
Yeah, we've done well.
I didn't expect that much.
Latvia.
Yeah.
Latvia. That is amazing. So happy for them. Even though the song wasn't my favorite, but the performance was artistic. It deserved it. It definitely deserved it. Like 100%. And the fact they came second in the semi-final. A lot of people thought
they really left us hanging for that last one. I'm pretty sure Latvia was last. And we were all like, what's going to happen here? And it was Latvia. And I remember how excited Chris got.
Yeah, no.
Really left us hanging for it. It's such a unique song. It deserved to get a good place and in the grand final. So I'm really happy for them.
That's the one thing I do want to point. That was one of my other favourite moments of the whole entire week is when Latvia qualified. Me and Chris just jumped out of the bags and gave each other the biggest hug, and we were just. It was the best moment of the week because I was just happy for Latvia.
I think I stood up and patted him on back, didn't I? Well done.
Netherlands coming 12th. I mean, this done worse than what a lot of people expected. But then in the week of the week of Eurovision, it just kind of went. So the 12th was actually quite a respectable score for Netherlands, I think. Now, looking back on it,
Netherlands was overhyped. I've said that from the start. I think
you were against Netherlands in the beginning.
This song, just the lyrics, I felt it wasn't the most imaginative with the lyrics, but he did. He grew on me a little bit, but I think that 12 is kind of where I'd put him, to be honest. I think a lot of people, the bookies had him way up at the top. It's like, no, I think there's better, more unique songs.
Yeah, no, that's one thing. It was deserved. This was deserved, and it's not like a bad score. The jury's done.
I wasn't the best fan of it, but you could tell it had a hook to it.
Yeah, I mean, I knew it would do well. I mean, I thought it was going to be left-hand side of the board, and that's where it got. So, let's go to Finland, 11th.
What happened?
Possibly the biggest shock of the entire season, I would say. This or Switzerland coming last in the televote, but this is exactly what did happen. Tell me what happened.
I can't get my head around it. I don't know what happened. I mean, it was incredible. Like, it was winner vibes. I was feeling the goosebumps. I was like, oh, I'm getting it. Like, I can see this winning. And then I thought at least it would win the televote, and it didn't. And I was just like, I don't understand what's happening. This is the number one shock of the year for me. Oh,
Finland
should have been top 5 at least. Like, what happened? I can't.
Honestly, I will go into this a lot more in the deep dive analysis of the grand final coming out next Friday. But you can quite clearly see this is a shock to all of us. Yeah, this just wasn't deserved. That's the thing. Netherlands was deserved with 12. Finland was just I don't know what happened here. But
it was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Every aspect, like the vocals, the staging, there was risk, there was charisma. Whole package. What happened?
I'm an Erika Vikman stan, and she should. I've said it 3 times already. Please come back to UMK sooner rather than later.
You know what? I feel like with Erika Vikman, how I felt about Erika Vikman was how you felt about Carrier or Baby Lasagna Kimmy.
No. You're gonna go to Helsinki to follow Erika Vikman.
I'm not that much. I'm not that crazy. But I felt
Spain.
I felt like I fell in love with her as soon as I saw a UMK performance. and it's just built and built and built, and it was different to Malta's because the energy built and built and built and built. Whether Malta's was just built and then
Yeah.
She just
you know what I
commanded
mean?
the stage. She didn't need anyone else. It was her stage, and I just loved that. And
Yeah.
I don't.
Jamie makes a good point here. Maybe people just didn't like the sexual nature to the song. This is the songs that had kind of a sexual nature to them, which there was a few this year. None of them really done as well as people expected. So Australia
But, like,
had a lot of
look
sexual
at-
innuendo.
Oh,
Look at
a
Ollie
lot of
last
viewers
year.
watching that at home that are not big fans, hearing that song, I don't think if they were just watching it for the
I know you're
first
gonna
time
say
and listening
people
to
will know.
the first time, I don't think they'd know that she ran about she's coming.
I showed this to my family. By the end of the performance, they knew what it meant. They knew what the acceleration in the last 30 seconds meant. They knew what Ishkome meant. It's quite clear. I disagree in that aspect. I think this was everyone that was watching this and wasn't a Eurovision fan and had no preconceptions to what the song was about. They would still know. Ishkome is quite a well-known German phrase. Like, it's quite known. So I will just say that.
I know I shout it down the street now.
What did you think of Finland?
Oh.
No crush.
Right, let's go to the next one.
Oh.
I will just say we'll continue in a minute. That was the biggest robbery of Eurovision ever. Ever.
10th.
You know what? I think should have at least been in the top 5 somewhere.
Yeah.
Yes, she nearly won the jury. Imagine a song winning the jury but coming last in the televote. That's
I mean, that just shows how much different it is from the juries and the televote.
No, but this is the thing. We're talking about a disconnect. This year is the year of disconnects because they're just.
Oh my god, yes.
This year was the year for randomness for everything. It was the most randomest point system I've ever seen in my life.
The thing is, though, is that this is Jamie's just said that this is the biggest discrepancy between the jury and the televote in terms of points. It's madness. Or actually, not in terms of points, in terms of places, because this is 25th in the jury and then second in the jury and 25th in the televote. I just don't understand that. I'll never get over it. I don't know. There's no explanation.
Televote.
What?
25th in the televote.
Yeah, well, it got 0 points.
Oh, I can't. I just can't. I don't understand. I'm sorry, I've just got to speak. This song was so beautiful. This gave me goosebumps. When those lights went up in the arena, it was a surreal, a moment you'll never forget. It was beautiful. It was delicate. There was hardly anything to it. It was such simple staging, but so beautiful and so effective. She has the most angelic voice. I just don't know what happened. I love this song. It is like a journey when you listen to it. There's like there's a bigger context to this song. There's an underbelly to this song, and I wish that people had listened and felt that, because we all felt it. And I don't know what happened, and I'm so sad.
I can say I'm going to go into it in more detail in the analysis, but let me just end it on this note. If Switzerland hadn't been hosting and it was in the semi-finals, this wouldn't have made it through.
Oh, I can't.
This would have stayed in the semi-final. This is the point where I think we need to make bring juries back in the semi-finals. It has to happen. Please let it happen, because if it doesn't, it just no. But let's go on.
What happened?
Okay, so there we are. So let's go through them. Ninth was Ukraine. I mean, I honestly didn't expect this. Didn't expect it. Done very well on the televote. The juries gave it enough to push it into the top 10. Any thoughts?
I wouldn't have put this at top 10. I would have put this kind of middle of the scoreboard. But I mean, it was good, but I think there was songs that were better that were underneath it.
Yeah.
And I don't think that was kind of right. I don't know. I think it was kind of meh. Like the vocals were on and off as well during rehearsals. So I'm not too sure. But I mean, it's good. Ukraine always seem to smash it out of the park.
Ukraine are Ukraine. Like, they do really well. They know how to select an entry. They know how to put on the national final. And they're just the powerhouses yet again. And they proved that this is another top 10. I'm not angry at this. I'm not mad at this at all. I'm glad he performed it well in the night, and that's the main thing. These vocals were shaky throughout the week, but this was performed well.
There's some others that were top 5 that are questionable that I think, I don't mind Ukraine as well, but I think the ones that got pushed down further, that like Switzerland, like Finland, they should have been in the top 5. So I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, well,
I got thoughts and things.
You have thoughts.
I definitely do.
Let's move on to Albania. So I just yet again, I know we talk about jury televote, that juries are needed. I will say this as well. Juries need to give their head a bit of a wobble at times. 45 points for this. I want to know the criteria. I want to know the criteria for the jury, because everything. Well, I know the criteria. I've seen it. There's 4 points, and every single point made in the criteria for the jury, this hits. It's so amazing. Like, the vocals are on point. This was unique in every single way. Albania sent Albanian. It was perfect. It was perfect. But just any thoughts, Kimmy?
Yeah, I loved the staging. I loved how the stage split in two. And you had like white on one side, red on that other side. I've never seen that before. And I thought that was really effective. And it was simple but effective. And I really liked it. I thought it was a spellbinding performance. It was mesmerising. But then again, it was kind of divisive because my mum, she didn't like this at all. So, and it can be people can be on the fence about it. But no, I really did like it. And I say well done, because 8th is amazing.
Yeah. It's another top 10 for Albania. It's a trajectory. I think Albania should be winning it soon, because I really want an Albanian Eurovision, even though it would be difficult. But it's cheap, and I want to go to Tirana, so please let it happen soon. Jamie, hot take. I didn't get out.
See, yes, it's divisive. Yeah,
that's the thing. It is divisive, but like, come on, it's so good. It's so good. I just love them so much. There's a little bit of bias in there. Okay, next up was France. So this was your favourite towards the end, Kimmy, wasn't it?
Yes.
You felt something with this. It done.
Oh, I just felt it. I felt it from our heart. It was definitely a song that was biographical. It was something that meant something to her. You could feel it. You could feel the emotion, the conviction. I was just totally with her on the journey. I felt it as a mother too. I felt it. So it kind of hit me on another level, and that's why I was waving the French flag, because I just thought the staging, like, I loved the song before, but I was like, is it going to be enough? And then the staging blew me away. I've never seen staging like that. I know Graham Norton he wasn't great with his commentary about this song, but the staging was incredible. What a great idea. And I think she should have done better. Top 3. Top 4. I don't think 7 was justified for that.
They were so...
Have you heard the English version of it? She's done an English version of the song.
I've looked at the English lyrics, and I know it's not the deepest song in English, but I still think it's really beautiful.
I'm going to butt in here. There were so many people that thought this could win.
Yes,
so many people. I mean, I done a video asking social media creators who they thought was going to win about a few hours before the final. All of them said France.
Finland and France. They were not too.
Guess who's the only one that got it right?
You.
We'll go into that in a minute. But yeah, a lot of people thought France was going to win. It didn't. It came 7th. It done a lot worse than what people thought. So, as I said, I'm going to go into it a little bit more in the analysis. But let's move on to the next one. So the next one was Greece. So we were thinking about France doing well, Switzerland possibly being the ballad that was going to kind of get people's attention. It was Greece that kind of lapped up all the points from the juries and the televote. They done really well. I'm actually really happy for this because this was a really great performance and it was awarded well. Kimmy, I can see your face.
This was mad. Like, we were even talking about qualify at one point.
Yeah.
And then it just makes us all eat our words and ends up 6. I mean, that's incredible. Well done.
She sneaked in. I think this was the one that a lot of, as I say, the jury and the televote was divisive this year, and there were bound to be songs that kind of everyone agreed on, and this was one that just they agreed on, and it done well.
I mean, I said I felt like the performance it relied on the LED, but I mean, her vocals were there too. But I mean, it's still an absolute shock to do that well when we had even had her in contention of qualifying at one point. So it just shows you, like, you just don't know what's going to happen. And if she did sneak in the semi-final, did she sneak in? Was she a borderline?
No, I don't think she sneaked in. Let me just check in the semi. So she was in semi-final 2, I'm pretty sure. No, she was 4th. So she was safely through. It wasn't even like it was like a close run. I
still think it's a shock for it to do that well, because I mean, this is the thing, the favourites were quite low that we all thought was going to be top 5 were all like between kind of and under, and it was kind of like, whoa. So I guess there was a space there, and she did just grab that space. She's done really well, and I'm happy for her. She's a lovely lady.
Yeah. I'm glad this made it through, and I'm glad that this done so well. It's great for Greece. Now, I think Keane has left. I think he had to leave at around 8, so we've lost him, but he will be back for next week's live stream. We're going to do a live stream next week as well. We're going to try and make this kind of a regular thing on a Monday. Nice.
And if there's any filming to do, let me know.
Okay, so the next one is... So I think we've went through all 6. Okay, so there we are, the top 5 of Eurovision 2025. So we'll start with Italy, who came 5th. I mean, sums it up here. Italy, Jamie says, Italy was criminally underrated by the fans. Loved it. This was obviously loved by many people. I didn't see it personally before the contest, but it done so well. It done so well, and I'm happy for them, even though Italy seemed to do well always. I'm happy for them. What about you, Kimmy?
This absolutely floored me. Like, the points are coming in, and I was like, what is going on? Like, it's nice. It's charming. It's pleasant. But I don't know if 5th is where it should be. It just didn't. I don't know what made it so unique. You know, like, there's some nice lyrics. There's harmonica, yes. But I think there was way more songs that were more deserving of that higher spot. And I don't know what exactly happened. It's not my cup of tea, and I thought it would be quite divisive, but we were wrong. We have to eat our words again.
No.
I don't know how I feel about this getting 5th, but, you know.
It does kind of feel like no matter what Albania does, I feel like no matter what Italy does, they will seem to do well.
Italian is a beautiful language, though, and I like Italian.
Yeah. No, it's true. Let's move on to 4th. Sorry, so 4th was... Who was 4th? It was Sweden. Barabarabastu Kai. So this was, again, another big surprise. This was favourite to win it months leading up to the contest. I called this, though. I did call this. I didn't think it was going to win. I didn't even think it was going to come 2nd. Came in the top 5, top 4. I mean, this is the rightful place for this. This was such an amazing banger. But it just didn't translate as well with the public. A lot of people thought that the public would love this. Estonia took its points, basically, is what I was thinking. Estonia's took its points, and rightfully so, I think. What about you, Kimmy?
Didn't get winner vibes, sadly. I know a lot of people said it could win, but I was just like, I'm not getting that feeling. But I mean, it was still really good, and it was a really unique concept, and I loved it. I thought it was quirky and funny and sweet, and the boys are lovely. I think fourth isn't bad, and I'm happy it's top 5 at least, because it should definitely be up there. If it was any lower, that would be a crime.
No, it would be the fact that this isn't a bad thing for Sweden. Sweden, this shouldn't deter them. I'm really looking forward to Melfest next year, because I'm assuming we're going to get some Swedish, which I'm really hoping for. I'm hoping we get another Swedish song to Eurovision, but it not be so comedic. I'd rather like an actual serious, maybe a Swedish ballad. That's something I'd actually really like to see at Eurovision.
Well, that's something for Sweden, and I'm glad Sweden sent something completely different out of their wheelhouse. It was refreshing, and I think that's why they done so well.
Yeah. Okay, so next up was Estonia, Tommy Cash, third. As I say, I do think that between the battle of Estonia and Sweden, a lot of people thought Sweden was easily going to win this. Didn't happen. It did not happen.
I don't know what happened. I'm so happy for him though, because I think that the staging was clever with the crazy fan. It was very in the times now. You do get fans like that. I'm one of them.
No.
Certain green man. But I think it was a clever idea. You know, it had the news outlets were blowing up saying that, oh, there's a stage invader and all that. So I think it was very good marketing. I think that Tommy has done really clever marketing throughout the Eurovision season. He knows his audience and he plays out to his audience. So well done. I mean, my mum loves this. So I think it shows that it can touch any kind of generation. And I think he's played it well.
Yeah.
But shock, an absolute shock. I mean, we spoke about, we didn't know. I put him through as a qualifier based on who he was, but I thought the song could have been more him, like, because I know he does a lot of EDM, but I don't know what happened. But do you know what? He really does know what he's doing. He's very clever with his marketing, and in a way, you'll never forget him. Because when you pick up a nice coffee, espresso macchiato, it runs round in your head, and you go, "Oh, it's in my head again." So he's got us forever. So well done, very clever.
Yeah, no, so true. And the thing is, this is the song I think that's done the better than all the others outside of Eurovision as well. Because I've heard this being played in my work about 3 times now.
Oh wow!
Yeah. It's in our playlist, which is insane. I think someone recommended it, like as in like to the DJ, and they liked it, and it's kind of got the place pumping. I feel like it's kind of one of our regular listens. Yeah, it was played like 3 times the other day, which is insane. I'm like, this is Eurovision, and everyone's like, oh, okay. So
like widespread audience appeal. I think his marketing, he's absolutely smashed it, and well done, very deserved.
Okay, I don't really want to go into this right now because we're an hour and 13 minutes into the live stream, so we will have to go away in a minute. But I am going to do a deep dive into Israel on the video that I'm doing next Friday. Is the analysis of the grand final, so stay tuned for that. I'm going to be going into things that I think need to change in the contest. So yeah, watch that. Stay tuned for that. It's opinions you've probably heard before in a little bit more detail. But yeah, Israel came second. Let's just move on from that and talk about the winner. So, JJ, Wasted Love. Obviously, as I say, we were getting asked throughout the whole press room, who do you think is going to win? Who do you think is going to win? I was practically the only one saying Austria. I got it right. And I put a bet on this as well. So
and you predicted it. What was it, March? You kept saying it's going to win. It's going to win. You told me to get a bet on, and I didn't.
No, that.
You're like, it's going to win. I'm telling you. And
6 years in a row.
What happened was we did love it in the bubble, but I think other contenders stepped up their game.
Yeah.
And then they started to kind of take over. So it was still there. And what happened was we kind of
forgot
put it
about
down in our estimations, but
Yeah.
actually we were just caught up in the bubble of it all. But like the casuals saw it and thought it was something amazing, and it is something amazing. But I think that's what kind of happened with the fandom. We just kind of, oh yeah, it's there. But look, like Finland stepped up, France has stepped up. Do you know what I mean? So, but it was always on my radar. You know, I thought, yeah, it's either going to win or it's going to come top 5. I wasn't sure because it's opera. I was like, I don't know if enough people are going to back it because opera can be quite divisive. But I'm so happy that he won. Everyone in that room was so relieved that he won. And I think he's a deserved winner and he's very sweet. And I think it's a very unique song. I always said from the start, it sounds like his voice is like a violin, which makes it really unique. So I'm so for him.
I'm honestly so happy. This is obviously the outcome that we all wanted in the end. It's just such, yes, I'm so happy for him. The song was definitely, as I say, I called it from March. And the reason I called it is no songs this year really had a wow moment. And every single Eurovision song recently has had that wow moment. This is the only one this year that had that. Finland, yeah, maybe. France, not really. Sweden, as we say, didn't have that wow moment. That was lacking. This
And
had that wow moment.
he crushed the boat in his hand, and
It was the grunt. Did you hear them go? The kind of like the, and then they done the like. Oh my god! It was so deserving. It was so good, and I'm so happy that we are heading to Austria next year. As I said, I'm going to be doing a little deep dive on all of the participants and the results next Friday in an analysis. So make sure stay tuned for that. Subscribe to the channel as well. Keep your little notification bell on. What is it?
I've still got my Switzerland nails.
Yeah.
So it still feels like Eurovision season to me.
Yeah, the off season as well for here.
It back yet?
You've not watched it back?
No, I can't hear Graham Norton.
I've watched a few of the performances, but I've not watched the whole show. I feel like it's gonna take me a few weeks now before I can actually get myself to watch the whole show. Yeah, because it's gonna transport me back. Obviously. Yeah, I think that's us done with today's live stream because we are now an hour and 20 minutes in. And Jamie brings in catch y'all later's bring on 2026 and yeah, I know Junior
Year coming up. With us, Jamie.
Was it?
Thank you for staying with us, Jamie.
Much.
Listening to us witter on.
Yeah, no, Junior Eurovision is coming as well. Junior Eurovision's in December. You're not really a big, like, you don't really follow it, do you?
I've started to warm up to it a little bit. Now I saw that the staging is very similar to Eurovision, so it's kind of like I thought it would be like a budget-friendly version, but I was like, actually, no, it's kind of level playing field. So yeah,
remember, Armenia spent like nearly 30 million euros on it in 2022, which is insane. Junior. Yeah. But that's starting in December. Well, the show is in December, but the lead up to it is now began. We've got 3 participants chosen, 1 entry selected, and we're starting to cover it now. So exciting times. But yeah, thank you all for joining this little live stream. Remember to like it after watching on replay and subscribe to the channel.
And keep things friendly. We are all
keep things friendly. Obviously.
It's just a wee heads up. We don't want fighting in the comments. We all have our tastes.
But thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for any other live streams. We're planning some coming up in the next months as well. So bye-bye. See you soon. Thank you for joining if you did. Bye-bye.